Hey friends, today is a fun video. We are doing a seed haul and I am planning the spring garden. So I live in North Central Florida and my growing season really is all year for certain things. But in the summer months when most of you guys are gardening, it's too hot here. So I am trying to get an early start on my garden and getting things started, getting my seeds started. I think I'm late. I was checking the Farmer's Almanac and I was supposed to have started seeds like a month ago, like in end of January, beginning of January. I am, besides I'm all new to this. So those of you who have watched my other videos, you know, this is my first year gardening, my first year gardening in this area. We just purchased our homestead in June and moved here, and we're building a brand new garden. I currently have 6 8x4 beds built out, and 3 more are being built by my husband and being put in. So I'll have 10 8x4 beds to garden in. Plus I am considering plowing some of the pasture that is in front of our house and just shallow tilling it and growing in there, like in ground. But I am not sure about that. I started my gardening journey a year ago, gardening in grow bags. I had bought this book, Week by Week Vegetable Gardener's Handbook. And what's really cool about this book is that you go through the book, you figure out what your last and first frost date is, and then you put in the dates in the book, and then it tells you what to do week by week, pretty much. So I am in February, and I guess I followed it somewhat because they're telling me that I need to thin my seedlings for my beets, carrots, parsnips, and onions, which I actually have planted, except for parsnips. I didn't plant parsnips, but I have beets, carrots, and onions planted. Man, I am sad to think about thinning them. That makes me sad. I don't like that idea, but I know I have to get used to it because it's better for my garden. And here it says, this is for February 16th, so I'm like a week ahead. Yeah, this is 3 weeks before my average last frost date. If you haven't sowed seeds, then it says here to sow cold hardy crops: peas, cauliflower, onion, lettuce, spinach, chard, kale, and root crops. Make a second sowing indoors for transplants for cabbage and broccoli. Sow seeds indoors in individual pea pots for squash, melon, cucumber, and gourds. And make another sowing indoors of cilantro and dill. Begin harvesting rhubarb, which I don't have any rhubarb. I've actually never eaten rhubarb before. I also have never eaten okra until about a week and a half ago. I had okra for the first time in my life. It was pickled. It was amazing, delicious. And here for February 9th, which is tomorrow, it says plant several types in a large strawberry jar for herbs. I'm assuming that's like a strawberry. Oh, they're referring to like one of these strawberry jars with the multiple holes in it. It's a clay pot with several planting pockets. Well, I have a green stalk. I have 2 green stalks that I bought earlier last year. It's only February last year. And I actually sowed some herbs last week in there, and hopefully they take off. So I'm not that behind. I thought I was like so behind because when I looked at the Farmer's Almanac, it was like sow seeds early January. And I'm like, I haven't, but we're going to do a seed haul today and we'll go through all the seeds. I ordered seeds. So I have seeds from a couple of different places. For this season, I bought seeds from M.I. Gardner and Baker Creek, and my library gives out free seeds for the fall and the spring season, apparently. Last year, when I was living 4 hours south in Central Florida, my local extension office was giving out seeds, which I thought was really cool, and I went and I got some. But I didn't see any seeds at my library. So here, I haven't been to the extension office yet, but the library had seeds, and you can take 5 a month per library card. So I took one, I had me and my 2 kids with me. So we took out 15 packs of seeds, which I'm really excited about. And usually the seeds at your local extension office and at the library are for your climate, which I am learning all about how different climates are and how that impacts growing. So let me move this down so you can see my table. So first packet is from Baker's Creek. I'm so excited here. Oh, they give you a free seed packet when you order with them. Let me move this back. You can see my embarrassing bin of seeds. This is how I keep them, in Ziploc bags, and I label them with like spring. I know this is not the ideal way, but it keeps them dry, and I keep them in a dark place so they're not in here all the time. But let me see, there we go, wait. There we go, all right. So they sent me some free Japanese wasabi radishes. I love radishes. So thank you, Baker's Creek, for that. We will try that. So I've been wanting to try Kajari melons for a while since I saw Jess on Roots and Refuge talk about them. I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to try them. And I think this has been the coolest thing about gardening, is that I am able to grow and try things that you never see in a grocery store, things that you would try otherwise. Squash sweet dumplings. I love acorn squash, so I'm trying this sweet nut acorn. This is my favorite squash, delicata, my favorite. I'm trying these French squashes, rondanis. These are a French heirloom variety, and it's supposed to be very tender and great for stuffing, very fine flavored. I love French cooking, so I think that's probably why I got these, because I was like, ooh, those are probably really good. Golden Jenny melon. Now these I grew last year in my grow bags. Honey nut squash. And I was so excited to get my hands on these seeds because I kind of follow celebrity chefs, and I know Chef Dan Barber had these bred with his breeder for his restaurant. And I knew about this years ago because I follow like his journey and like watch all the things. And when I saw I can buy these, I was so excited. And let me tell you, they are as good. Like they were definitely bred for flavor. They're so delicious, and they bake up so quickly. They're not big like honey nut squashes. They're tiny. They're about 4 or 5 inches long, and you literally just bake it with the skin on. And I didn't get any seeds out of them. Mine didn't grow big enough, I think, to get seeds because I was growing them in grow bags. So I'm interested to see how they grow in my garden beds and if I'll get seeds. So I'm excited about that. I'm trying the moringa squash, maybe. I have a couple of like pumpkin making squashes. I don't think I'm gonna grow all of them, although I kind of want to. But I know I don't have like endless amounts of space. But I'll tell you which ones I definitely... Oh, they also sent free carrot seeds. That's nice. Okay, these are the ones I definitely, besides the Kajari melon and then my honey nut, acorn, and delicata squashes, I really wanted to try the Jardale squash. And I wanted to try the Blue Hubbard, because I heard it's very sweet and it's delicious and they grow very big and it's great for pies and baking and soups. I actually like to put squash in one of my Honduran inspired soups that I make for my husband, and I really like that. And then I also have some, y'all, I'm gonna try to say this, Gelber Englisher custard squash. I thought this sounded really, really good. It comes from Germany, and I don't know, I thought the name sounded interesting. Wanted to try that. I also bought a pineapple squash, and you can eat them young and use it as a summer squash, or you can mature them as a winter squash, which I think would be really, really cool. And I thought it sounded good because I like anything with pineapple in it. Named pineapple in it. So I'm thinking it's probably Swedish. It's like sweet. So let's see if I'll grow that one. And then I got this white Lanzu squash, which is supposed to be extremely sweet. It's grown in China, and it's very high in vitamin C. So I will definitely be growing this one as well. This one, and then I bought that Golden Jenny melon because I do like honeydews and cantaloupes, which these kind of reminded me of that. So I'm interested to try these varieties. So that's a lot of squashes, right? And then I got 2 flowers, zinnias. I absolutely love zinnias. They are my favorite flower besides roses, yellow roses specifically. I love zinnias. I had them in my garden this year, but I had bought them from a nursery. So this year I'm gonna, and I have more. I actually have a bag called flowers that I have been that I bought like last year, really. These are the new ones that I bought, but I also have like some sunflowers that I think I bought this at Home Depot. Some sunflowers, yellow. You'll see a lot of yellow because I love yellow flowers. Canary, zinnias, sunflower, double sinking sunflowers. I actually grew these last year in like a pot, and they were beautiful. Zinnia, salmon zinnia, coneflower, autumn mix, and then these I want to throw for the pollinators. I bought these when we moved here because I thought I was going to do this before the fall, but then reading the instructions, I think I just decided to wait until the spring. So I'm excited about these wildflowers, meadow wildflowers and lowland mixed flowers. Lowland mixed wildflowers. And I have wetlands on my property here in North Florida. So I think I'm just gonna probably ride the mower and just sprinkle them. Or maybe do I till it first? It says, plant this mix with the cat is acting up. Of course, when I'm recording a video. Oh, you can overwinter these. Mix seeds with 2/3 sand to better space out seeds when sowing, which I have sand. And so that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna mix it with sand and just like hand sow it into the ground. So early spring, I'll do that. And then this is a meadow wildflower, attracts all pollinators. Oh, these are so pretty. Same thing, mix with 2/3 sand and scatter. Oh, it just says scatter seeds. So I will be trying that. I have margarita zinnias that are so beautiful. I had these in my garden last year that I bought though. Some marshmallow, and then sunflowers and cosmos. I probably got this at Home Depot. Don't even remember. I do want to have sunflowers planted throughout. I had one big sunflower growing no, actually two. I grew 2 sunflowers this past season and they were beautiful. And then the goats ate one of them. They got out and they ate one of them, like literally just chomped it down and ate the whole thing. And the other one I fed to my chickens. So these are my flowers. Don't laugh at my Ziploc bags. It's what's working now. Okay, so clearly I was on a squash kick, really, when I was shopping because I was probably looking for the honey nut squash. And then I ended up looking at all the squashes and look what we ended up with, all the squashes. I also had gotten Sugar Rush peach peppers because I want to make my husband some hot sauce this year with like peaches and these, inspired by Acre Homestead. My husband loves hot sauce. I'm not a big fan, maybe a little bit, but he loves hot sauce. So I want to grow these and make in some hot sauce. And then we got some free seeds. So I'm excited about growing these. And I think with the squashes, I'm also going to be growing zucchini and yellow crookneck squash as well, because we love zucchini and yellow squash. And I want to make relish. We had relish for the first time this summer when we moved here. Our friends canned relish and they gave us a can, and my husband was like, this is amazing. And it was yellow squash, the yellow squash. So I'm definitely gonna grow that and make my husband some relish. I loved it too, so it's for me too. And the kids liked it too, surprisingly. The zucchini was gone at the library from the library seeds. I'll show you guys what I got. So we got Sweetie Tomato, which is a variety that produces an abundance of super sweet, small cherry-sized tomatoes, perfect for patio containers. This cherry tomato variety is one of the sweetest cherries around, as it boasts 12 to 14% sugar content and can be used for making juice or preserves without adding any extra sugar. Never had those before. So cool customer pickling cucumber, open pollinated, improved pickler selected for organic growers, a rugged organic pickler that produces uniform yields of attractive blocky fruits with small seed cavities and exceptional crunch and flavor. I did grow my own cucumbers last season in grow bags and I pickled them. They were not very crunchy, which was very disappointing. But I know that you can buy something to put in your jars. It was my first time pickling anything either, and canning it. I've pickled like things in the fridge and like quick pickles, but I've never canned anything until this past summer when I canned salsa from the tomatoes I grew, and I canned pickles. And apparently there's something you can put in them so they stay crunchy, which would be very nice. I got some shishito peppers, which I cannot wait because I love roasted jalapenos with queso or with just plain. I just love them as a side dish. So these are, I think, less spicy and they're supposed to be amazing shishito peppers. So I'm excited to grow those. And I actually even bought some, not knowing the library was gonna have them. Tenderette bean, it's a stringless, high-bearing green bean. My kids I actually probably plan on having 2 garden beds just for green beans. because my kids just love green beans so much, and I want to can enough to have it for the year. It's like probably our number one vegetable in our house. So green beans and pickles and cucumbers and tomatoes. I would say those are the vegetables that we eat the most of. Muncher cucumber, never heard of that one, but it's a favorite low acid slicer that is very prolific and tender. Produces a smooth, nearly spineless medium green cucumber that's crisp and delicious. They can be pickled young or eaten fresh when they reach 8 to 10 inches long and 2 to 3 inches wide. This cucumber skin is thin and tasty as it is easily eaten. The Muncher is non-bitter, burpless cucumber that produces heavy yields and definitely a favorite. So that's exciting. Country Gentleman corn, one of the best tasting open pollinated corns available. This heirloom variety is a sweet, delicious corn with milky kernels that was first introduced over 100 years ago. Its ears have no rows, as this is a show peg type, and its kernels are packed in a zigzag pattern. Pretty cool. Got some okra, which was exciting because I just had okra. Like, I wasn't planning on growing okra, and I know it grows really well here because of the heat. And I think that's one of the things I can grow throughout the hot summer is okra. If there are other things that y'all know that I can grow when it's like so hot here in North Florida, let me know. I think okra is one of the things that can just grow with no problems here. Clemson Spineless 80 okra, the most popular okra found in home gardens and markets, and all American selections winner for a reason. Produces dark green grooved pods that stay spineless and non-woody. I definitely will be growing a bunch of these because, one, I read about the health benefits of okra. I'm on my own health journey right now and fixing my gut after all my surgeries and all the things that I've been through with my health. And I read that okra is just like a superfood and it's great for your gut. And I am now buying 2 jars of pickled okra at the grocery store. Started that this week, and my kids like devour it, and it makes me so happy to see them eating it, even if it has like a little kick. And I definitely plan on growing probably a whole garden bed of this stuff and canning it, although I need to look up to see how much okra grows on a plant, because maybe I don't need a whole garden bed of it and just a few plants, and that would be enough for me to eat fresh and can. And I have to learn how to really cook it. I mean, I've never cooked it before. I mean, I just ate it for the first time. And I think I've always been scared of it because I've heard it's slimy. But it wasn't slimy pickled. It was crunchy and delicious. I have some Eastland lima beans here. The wonderful taste of fresh or cooked Eastland lima beans make them a favorite. They offer high nutritional value and are great for freezing and canning. Another green bean, the Tendrick green bean. Flambeau shell bean, open pollinated for shell beans. Harvest when pods turn dark red with a yellow background. Excellent fresh, frozen, or canned. Also makes fine dry beans. It's a bush bean. And then we have some carbon tomato, open pollinated. Best tasting tomato award in the Heirloom Garden Show 2005. One of the darkest of the black tomato varieties, has a deep brick red flesh and a deliciously rich sweet flavor. Matt's Wild Cherry Tomato, open pollinated. Small cherry tomatoes are deep red, tender, smooth, full flavored with a high sugar content. Doesn't yield as well as modern varieties, and the fruits are soft, fantastic in salsa or for fresh eating. It's good to know. We got San Marzano tomatoes, which we know these are good for sauce making. So I will definitely be planting these seeds. And then we have, again, the German Johnson tomato, which is more vigorous, higher yielding, brandy wine type. Fruits have these meaty, flavorful tomatoes. They're some of the best for making delicious sandwiches and for homemade juicing. Lots of deep acid tomato flavor and rich creamy texture. So these are all free seeds that I got from my local library. And I'll go back and get some more if I need or not. I have so many seeds. All the zucchini was gone. Like all the very popular ones like zucchini, the yellow squash, all those seeds were gone. But I'm very happy with what I got, and I will definitely either gift them or grow them myself. And then, y'all, I kind of went nuts when my gardener was having his sale. Yeah. I don't even know how to get started to talk to y'all about this. I'm a little embarrassed even. Like how many seeds does a girl need, huh? Clearly not enough. Oh, and I have some mixed in. Let's see. How did some of these get mixed in with other? Oh, it's probably my kids. All right. Or did I don't know. How did these get mixed up? Anyway, so let's go through some of these that I obviously can't grow everything, right? I have limited space unless I end up adding more and more garden beds. But I'm starting with my 10. Currently I have 6, but the other 3, no, I have 7. The other 3 are in progress. So here I bought some flowers, which I'm excited about. I plan on growing flowers all throughout the garden. So let me just pull them all out. So many more tomatoes. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is the one I was really excited about to grow. The Paul Robeson tomato. I want to feel the joy of eating this in the afternoon of a hot summer day and making a tomato sandwich or a BLT. My kids love BLTs. And actually, I got into making them BLTs when I was part of a CSA down south where I lived. And I was getting organic, fresh tomatoes. I mean, they were heirloom, absolutely gorgeous tomatoes. And I was getting bacon, you know, like raised on pasture. Man, that was some of the best BLTs I've ever had in my life. Ever. That pork was amazing. And I want to replicate that somehow. But I have 2 of my pigs in my freezer and I don't know how to turn them into bacon. I need to spend some time and figure that out because they're just there waiting for us. And I want to grow these tomatoes and make that amazing sandwich. Okay, so let's go through the flowers. I bought cover crops. These are all tomatoes. I did have this all organized, y'all. I am so sorry. I was prepared to make this video and I don't know. Such is life, huh? Okay. So we have some more flowers. I got some marigolds, more wildflower, milkweed, borage, which I heard is also edible. Yeah, using salads, pickles. It's supposed to be edible, which is great. Planning that, and some poppy mix. which I think are so beautiful. I want them planted around. My flower garden brought me so much joy this last summer. I had bought some of the roses and the hibiscus were there already, but I had bought the lantanas and the zinnias and the hydrangeas and some of the bushes that I bought at the nursery, and they just brought me so much joy sitting out there in the beauty of all the flowers, watching the butterflies, and it just brought me so much healing joy to have that. So now that I have the raised beds, I do want to have some flowers planted throughout so that I have pops of color, because they bring me so much joy. So I also bought this garden mix cover crop, which is supposed to replenish your garden. So I'm probably going to use this maybe during the hot months when my garden's resting, in preparation for the fall garden. Yeah. It doesn't have any other instructions on the back. Well, it says perfect for planting in the fall or spring. Well, I'll figure out how to use that. So what else do I have here? What other good stuff? We have some basils that I got. I have a lemon basil. I love basil. The lemon basil, a Thai basil, and a holy basil. I love basil in cooking. I like to make teas out of it. And I actually like it raw in salads. Like a tomato mozzarella basil salad. Absolutely delicious. So I'm excited. I want to have like an herb section in my garden. And I was going to use the barrels that I have. I have some wine barrels that I bought at Tractor Supply. I think I have like 4 of them. And in my mind, I just imagine them being these lush barrels full of herbs and like teas. Because I also bought seeds to start a tea garden. But it hasn't worked out yet because the chickens keep getting into it. We have made strides to getting the chickens out of my garden, but there's 2 chickens that I don't know how they're getting out, and they're just digging up everything. They ate my baby lettuces. I still have a couple more lettuces growing, but they uprooted my onions. I mean, they just created havoc. So, and they really like the wine barrels because they can stand on them and then dig. But my dream will come true of having lush wine barrels full of herbs. My basil did very well in the wine barrels last season. So I'm excited about that. I have some artichoke seeds, which I'm excited about. I know they take very long, 120 days. So I want to start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before last frost. I'm definitely behind on this one. I love artichokes. I love spinach artichoke dip. I love pickled artichokes to put into a salad to make with chicken. I'm really working on making my diet very much a lot of vegetables with pasture-raised meats. Like, I'm really working hard on that. So part of my motivation for growing this garden and experimenting and trying things that I normally wouldn't eat, like okra or shishito peppers. So you see, I did buy seeds before I knew my library would give them away for free, because it's good for you. It's delicious. So we're definitely gonna start artichoke seeds soon. And then I got some more squashes that I wanted to try and plant. And honestly, I heard really great things about these squashes for baking, which is why I kind of bought them, because I'm gonna probably grow 2 plants of each and then like taste test them and see which ones I like, and then just grow more if I like them. Days till maturity. I have a very long growing season, so I feel like I think I can get away with it. 80 days for most of these, and this one's 95 days. This one's 95 days. This one's 80 days. So I think I can get away with growing 2 plants of each and then seeing which one I like best. So we have the buttercup squash, which is supposed to be very sweet and delicious, and it's great for mashing. It's a great alternative to mashed sweet potatoes, and it's stringless, which I like that. We have a sweet dumpling squash here, which I heard is one of the sweetest varieties, and here it says it's one of the sweetest varieties of squash. Small flattened ribbed 1-pound fruit with white skin and green stripes. Plants produce decent amounts of squash that have wonderful shelf life. The flesh is smooth and orange and not too stringy. So direct sow when soil is workable. I might actually start planting these. I might actually go plant these tomorrow. All of these say when soil is workable. Although I still have like 3 weeks before my last frost date. And squash isn't frost hardy, right? I don't think so. Direct sow when soil is workable. Germination temperature 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which, yeah, we're having 70-degree days, so it'll germinate. I don't know, am I allowed to do this now? I mean, allowed, you know what I mean. Can I do this now, or should I wait till the like middle of March? Okay, this is a golden Hubbard squash. I think Acre Homestead talk about how delicious this was for pies and how dry it was when she baked it, and it wasn't very wet, so you didn't have to really strain it to make your squash puree and then freeze it. So I would have bought this one because I like less work, and I definitely want to have, you know, canned squash on my table. My kids love sweet potato muffins or squash pumpkin muffins. I love all things pumpkin, especially in the fall. It's one of the things that brings me so much joy when I make my first pumpkin whatever, whether it's muffins or cake or creamer. It's like, okay, the fall season is starting. And now that I live in North Central Florida, it actually gets chilly up here. You know, in the fall, you start feeling that heat is not so strong anymore, and you get like the 70-degree days, low 80s, which, you know, if you're used to 95, 100, getting an 80-degree day or a 75-degree day feels very, very good. So this is delicious in pies or cut into serving size pieces and baked, steamed, broiled, or mashed. More productive than other Hubbards because of its slightly smaller fruits. Definitely growing this one. Another acorn squash. Burgess buttercup squash, and then sweet dumpling. Oh, I talked about this one already. Not too stringy. I'm excited about trying that one. So I might just have a squash bed where I'm gonna plant like 2 of all the squashes, and then see which the ones I know I love, like the delicata acorn and the honey nut butternut squash. Those I will plant plenty of because I love those. But these newer ones, I think I'm gonna plant 2 plants of everything and then see what I like best. I also got this yellow scallop squash. I actually tried this last year and I grew it and I loved it. It's a creamy texture and extremely buttery and flavorful. And you can grow it on a patio or in a container. It's good grilled in the summer because it's very low in seeds. And it's really cute. Y'all know I love anything yellow. Yellow flowers, yellow fruit. Love it. And I got some different green beans to try in addition to my traditional green beans that I grow. I grew green beans successfully. I was so shocked. Like, I'm still shocked that I can plant things and they grow. That wonder hasn't left me yet. I guess because I'm only, you know, a year into gardening. And the fact that I have green beans growing or sweet peas growing, I can just go and like pluck them off the plant and eat them. It still makes me go, wow, this is amazing. Wow. So I have something called a strike bean and then a scarlet runner bean. These are one of the most beautiful beans a gardener can grow. Delicious 8-inch pods on tall reaching vines. So I plan on using cattle panel to trellis some of my garden beds. A must try for those who love unique heirloom varieties. This variety, once dried, is a stunning black and red speckled bean. So this is Scarlet Runner pole bean. Excited to try that. Strike bush bean. This variety has been a favorite for commercial production because of its heavy yield and great flavor. Strike beans have a mild green color and smooth stringless pods that can grow between 5 to 6 inches. They are known for their concentrated pods that giving you a heavy yield, making them ideal for canning. Hey, maybe this will be the one that we grow if we like it. Very cool. We're definitely growing lots of green beans. I have a whole bed of sweet peas now. Not sweet peas, sugar snap peas. I think they're Annie's sugar snap peas. Lots of tomatoes. Cucumber, Ashley cucumber. I bought this one because it's the go-to cucumber for gardeners as well as market gardeners. Disease resistant, heat tolerant, and less susceptible to powdery mildew. This variety is a great one to grow. Plants produce many cucumbers around 7 to 8 inches in length and are terrific for salads, pickles, and fresh eating. Another nice feature of Ashley is that the cucumbers are very low on vines, making them easy to handle and harvest, which I appreciate that so much. So we're gonna try that one. I have another delicata squash, which, you know, I was trying to find these in the stores because I think only 1 or 2 of my plants, because I literally have to move my grow bags from 4 Hour South up here, and some of my plants didn't make it. So I think I only had 1 plant of the delicata squash that like made it. So I didn't get to eat any much delicata squash this year, and I missed it. And then I couldn't find it in the grocery stores either because I looked. I didn't try Whole Foods. I just tried Walmart and Publix, and I couldn't find it here. Whole Foods is like an hour and 20 minutes away from me, so I wasn't driving that far. And I definitely should do a seed swap. If y'all are in North Central Florida, maybe we should do a meetup, because I bought all the seeds. And I still have more. So I have a pouch that I've been collecting where I keep my tomatoes separate. So in addition to the tomatoes that I got for free from the library, I can't wait to show this one to you guys. I'm so excited about that one. Look at all the tomatoes. We haven't even opened this one from Am I Gardener. Should I be embarrassed or is this normal? All right, let's go through it. Let's go through the tomatoes. Moneymaker tomato. The English Garden Kitchen favorite is a must have for lovers of the traditional tomato flavor. Known for its versatility, this variety loves hot, humid weather and grows well in greenhouses. The color and flesh are deep crimson and are full of amazing acidic flavor. So this is going to do well here because it is hot, humid all year. Well, 3 seasons out of the year. This winter has been exceptionally cold, but yeah, I had fresh tomatoes through December, beginning of December. So I'm excited to plant this. And days till maturity for this one is 75 to 90 days. Start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. Yeah, I am really behind, y'all. Because I'm 3 weeks out of my next frost date, my last frost date. So I'm excited about that one. And I would like to start a farmer's market if I have like a lot of excess vegetables and fruits. I wouldn't mind having like a little farmer's market or just sharing with friends. The Brandywine Pink, I grew that. Loved it last season. This is the one I'm really excited about. There's 2 of them. This one and the Kellogg's Breakfast. I'm very excited about that one. I don't think I'm going to go through all of these. This video is getting long already. And we haven't even opened the other bag yet. Oh, this is the one. Okay, so Dr. Witchy's. So excited to try that one. I have heard so many people talk about it. Very excited. Very excited to try the Kellogg's Breakfast Tomato. And I'm so excited to try the Paul Robeson Tomato. These are the ones I am the most excited about. And, oh, and I also got the Abe Lincoln, which I heard great things about also. So I got a variety of like cherry, big rainbow, golden nugget. This one I'm actually, champagne bubbles. I was excited about this one too. It's a champagne colored mini cherry tomato, one of the sweetest on the market. Old German, mushroom basket, because I actually buy these at Publix, so when I see them, I think this is the variety, but they look like this, so I think it's the variety, and I really like them. They're firm, sweet, and tangy. The 42-day tomato, I'm excited about that one. German pink, mortgage lifter, giant crimson, gold medal. How about this name? Delicious tomato. I like the confidence in that name. Brandywine yellow, and then tropical sunset. These look like cherry tomatoes. Yep, cherry tomatoes. I am on the search of a yellow tomato I had about 15 years ago. It was a yellow cherry tomato that I had at a friend's house, and she had a garden, and she pulled a yellow, maybe it could have been yellow orange tomato off the bush, and it was one of the best tasting things I've ever had. And I am looking for that tomato. I asked her what variety it was. She does not remember. So what else do I have here that I'm excited about? Oh, the cucamelon. Sour gherkin cucamelon. I know my kids are going to love this, and I'm going to love it because we already love cucumbers. So excited to grow that. I love celeriac. I buy it at a Polish store where it's already canned, and it's probably one of my favorite sides. And it's so good for you, and I want to grow my own celeriac so that I can freeze it, can it, and have it because it's good as a seasoning. It's good. Right here it says, can be added to smoothies, soups, or used as seasoning powder for anything you are cooking. Hailed in the Mediterranean region, this crop is grown for soups, making vegetable stock, roasting, and even making celery powder. It's so good. I don't know if this is the same thing as celeriac though. I do have celeriac seeds somewhere that I bought. I don't know. There's some right here. I don't know if this is the same thing, but I'm gonna love it. Got some dragon fruit seeds. Days to maturity, 3 to 4 years. So that's a long game. Pepperoncini peppers, which I love pickled. So I'm excited about that. Big red peppers. Do you know I went to the store this week to buy peppers because I want to make some stuffed peppers, and they are $2.50 a piece. And I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait till I'm growing my own peppers. $2.50 a piece. So for a family of 5, right? It's at least 5 peppers. Just the peppers. Do the math. $2.50 a piece, 5 peppers. Doesn't include everything else that goes into making stuffed peppers. I was just like, wow. Got 2 different onion seeds. I have only bought onion starts. I've never started onions from seed, except for bunching onions and leeks. So I'm excited to get these going. I love cipollini onions, and obviously I love red onions too. These take 160 days for maturity. So I gotta get started on that. I have some radishes. Okay, that's it for that bag. Last bag. Listen, it's not my fault. And my gardener had a big sale, and I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't. I figured, if anything, I'll share. Oh. This is, I think, my beans bag. Beans, tomatillos, peas. Oh, gosh. So growing my own sweet peas this year was a revelation. Honestly, I couldn't believe. So I bought a lot of peas because I just couldn't get enough of my little plant. And I just kept eating them. And I only had one plant growing, so I couldn't really share. But if the kids were around, then, you know, I definitely was sharing with them. Oh, and I have some more flowers in here. I have parsley. So I'm doing this video because next video will be planning my garden and how I'm going to make all this fit. Oh, here's another squash that I heard about on Acre Homestead. Sweet meat squash. Deep yellow flesh. It's fiberless, and its flavor develops during storage. Plants are tolerant to powdery mildew due to thicker stem. They are not a favorite for the squash vine borer. Great. I know that I had, I didn't see any squash bugs because I didn't grow squash till the fall this year because we moved in late summer, and I didn't plant any squashes, or actually no. I had squashes planted in the grow bags, but between me moving and all of that, they kind of weren't well, and then I kind of revived them once I got them up here, and then they were doing great, but by then it was already like cooler weather, and I didn't have to deal with any squash. So, and in my research, I have heard that growing squash in Florida is best done in like the fall because the bug pressure is really, really bad in the summer. So we shall see. I'm still going to plant some stuff. Okay, let's go through all the goodness I have here. I'm so excited about all of these things. I have some more flowers. Man, seeing some of these lettuce leaves is making me upset because I planted some of this already a couple of weeks ago. And I have some growing, but most of it, the chickens ate, like the corn salad matcha. I have some growing in my green stock, and it's looking really good. But most of it, the stinking chickens ate. But I'm glad I have another bag of this. I have some microgreens. I want to get into growing microgreens, which I'm very, very excited about. Sprouts are 40 times more nutritious than their fully grown counterpart. Time efficient turnaround for a fresh harvest, contains a mix of broccoli, cabbage, amaranth, radish, and mustard. Just sprinkle the seeds over a damp paper towel or in a sprouting jar, and it will create a delicious and nutritious mix. I'm excited to get into growing microgreens because I've bought them at the store, but they're like ridiculously expensive. This apparently has 750 seeds in here. I think this is a project I'm going to work on this week. So like I was saying, I got very obsessed with my peas because I just couldn't believe how delicious they were. Could not believe how delicious they were. Growing in a grow bag of soil that I planted almost a year ago. And I was getting peas until this last frost. I was getting peas until through Christmas. And then when that big frost came, I don't remember, I think it was during Christmas the big frost came. Yep, it was Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, when it was so freezing here. Yep, and we hit like 29 degrees at night. And that's when my pea plant died. All my plants died. The tomato, all of them. Okay, so here we have the yellow squashes. I have some early prolific straight neck. 85 days to maturity. Direct sow when soil is workable. I like that it's early prolific because I have another crooked squash. Although this is a straight neck, but this is the crooked squash, and this one is 65 days. This one is ready sooner. This one's 85 days to maturity. This one is 65 days to maturity. Well, I'm excited about this one. The round zucchini squash. It's ideal for small gardens. Compact plants produce a generous crop all season long. So maybe I will put these in the green stalks and see how well they do. I have some Italian striped zucchini. It's a prolific producer. And it has a nutty flavor, which I'm excited about. And then I also bought some spaghetti squash. I knew I was missing one more that I loved. I love spaghetti squash. So definitely growing some of that to then have for the season. Okay, and then you guys will see how I kind of lost my mind with these peas. So these are the ones that I'm growing right now. The green arrow pea and the sugar and pea. I mean, I think it was the sugar and pea that I had in the grow bag, and it like rocked my world. 55 days to maturity. This one is 60 days. This is a shelling pea. So this is the one. Sugar and. I bought 2 bags because, oh man. And then of course, I know that I love these so much. I have a whole garden bed currently growing of those, and I will succession sow so that I will have sugar peas all semester, all semester, all season. But I'm wondering, well, they keep growing, so I wonder if I even need to succession sow. Probably not like green beans, right? So then I got some Lincoln peas because I want to freeze my own organic green peas to have in the summer, for the winter and through the summer. I mean, they're one of my favorites. This is a medium-sized pea that bursts with sweetness. Having the most flavor as an early pea, the pods produce rich, medium-sized peas that burst with sweetness. So I'm excited to grow a bunch of these plants and then freeze them. I have some green arrow peas also, which is an English pea variety. I'm gonna grow these as well and see which ones I prefer. And then I also bought this sweet pea gem and then this blizzard snap pea. These are both snap peas. Just want to try them, see how I like them compared to the sugar pea. And then, oh, and I also have a spring blush pea and an avalanche pea. So I told you guys, I kind of lost my mind, excited about peas, and I'm like, I want to try all of them now. So I will definitely have a full garden bed dedicated to peas, more peas. So maybe it'll be two. It'll be the one that I currently have and another one. And then here I bought some more peppers. I bought the habanero pepper because I really like pickled things with some habaneros in them. Delicious. It produces just enough heat to make it delicious. They're very hot, but if you just throw it in to like the okra that I've been buying and some of the hot pickles I've been buying, just has a little bit of a habanero chopped up in it, or just one just sliced in it, and it just produces just enough heat that even my kids can eat it. Chili de arbol, I usually buy this dried to make my husband spicy sauces, so I'm gonna grow it myself this year. I have some habanada peppers, which are sweet. And then I have emerald giant pepper, which I'm excited about. Have some bunching onions, which I'm currently growing and I love them. Some kale, miniature blue popcorn, which I heard is great for popping. I think this is the one that was good for popping, but I'm excited about that. My husband loves tortillas, so I'd love to grow my own corn, dry it, and make him tortillas. Did I already talk about this gray zucchini? It's heat resistant, which is gonna be good for me. That's why I bought it. I'm just testing things out to see what's gonna work well up here. And then mixed beans. I already have green beans, but I bought the mixed ones. My kids love green beans. And then what else do I have? And then in this one, the habanada pepper, emerald pepper, chili de arbol. Okay, so these I already went through. So this is some of my like herbs and spices. So chamomile, sweet marjoram. I love sweet marjoram. Am I saying it wrong? Marjoram. I love it in soups and stuff. I don't know if it's a Polish thing or if it's just something that I grew up eating in my home, but apparently it's good with fish, roast meat, salad, soups, vinegar, casseroles, and when used to make teas and jellies. I've only had it in soups, and so I'm excited to have that in my garden. Corn matcha salad, culantro, which I'm already trying to grow some. One of my favorites. Oh, and it says direct sow after last frost. Start indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. So I'm behind on that one. Salad bowl mix. I had already sowed this in my garden beds. Hopefully I'll still get some because of the chickens. Some parsley, some other kale, parsley, salad bowl mix, yellow carrot, sorrel. I love sorrel. It's supposed to be very healthy for you too. I've only had it canned and made into like a soup, this Polish soup called, oh great, now the name's out of my head. But it's a soup that I grew up eating, and I'm excited to grow it myself because you can actually eat it, I think, raw. Yeah, fresh young leaves are best for fresh eating. As they grow larger, you can use them as spinach, sauteed into many dishes. Rich in vitamin C, has lemony zing, great for soup, smoothies, salads, or baking. Also known as sourdough. Szczawowa zupa. There you go. The sour reminded me of the name. It's my favorite soup. So I'm excited to grow that because I can't always find sorrel canned. And then we have a tomatillo. Oh, the ground cherries. I'm excited to grow this. I've heard Jess talk about it since I've been watching her. And this Polish heirloom is as sweet as candy. I was very excited to know that it was Polish. So I bought that. Pineapple tomatillo. If something has the name pineapple in it, I am most likely going to buy it. So this is supposed to be excellent for salads, salsas, desserts, jams, and canning. The fruit is reminiscent of a pineapple taste and ripens when yellow. Short spreading vines will produce generous yields. And then I have a regular tomatillo. I have some chervil. And then I have rooted parsley as well. I use that a lot in soups. All right, I think that is everything. Oh, and the flowers. So I have Lemon Queen Sunflower, Autumn Beauty, Yellow Aster, Isabellina Zinnia, and then 2 dahlia mixes. I love dahlias. I think they're beautiful. So there you have it. I have a lot of work ahead of me. A lot of seeds, a lot of things to plant. I need to figure out what I'm going to direct sow, what am I going to seed start. I have been saving, I have some seed starting trays, and then I've also been saving the plastic containers from like strawberries and blueberries and the like, so that I can create like little mini greenhouses. I've already done that with the kids and had them like sprout some things, and they were so excited about it. So I saved a bunch of those. So I'm gonna test solo cups for seed starting, my seed starting tray that I've already used a couple of times, and then the little greenhouses, and see how all of that goes. And I'll take you guys along with me. That'll probably be the next video, is me doing the garden plan and seed starting. So thank you for coming along on this messy journey of all my seeds and what I am so excited to taste and grow for myself and my family. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope this inspired you to look at your seeds and see what you're going to plant this season, and we will learn together. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.